Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Always Warrior podcast. I'm your host, Ariadna, and we're back for another Motivational Monday. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm forever thankful for each and every one of you for always being there, for commenting, sharing, for subscribing, for loving, for literally everything. So we're gonna talk today about your slash my slash the world's, I guess, baby. Anyways, current lessons, the biggest ones that we currently are on. And for those watching the YouTube video, I am looking down at my notes as always, so I am going to be doing that. And I actually wrote quite a bit of them because I got really, really, really inspired. And so, yeah, here we go. So, the first one, and like once again, this is in no particular order. This is just me, writing down what I felt and how I felt it in that moment. And here we go. So the first thing I wrote was strength. One of my biggest lessons that I'm learning right now is strength. To rise up every day, to reach deep down and see what I can do to get things done, knowing that I will come out of this stronger and wiser. This strength, that I'm acknowledging, this inner strength and inner power that I'm truly giving myself credit for, is super important. I think it's something that we all need, that reminder, that self-reminder of how strong we actually are and how capable we are. The whole year has been freaking wonderful. There's been so much progress for me and so much processing moments and downloads and so many wonderful things. There's been such a humongous shift and change from where I was literally a year ago or 6 months ago, literally, to where I am today. And I'm so grateful for that. So a lot of the times I look at it and I'm so grateful for what's around me every day, because I've had such a difficult pandemic couple of years. For those who want more intel on that, there is an episode called, I don't remember what's it called, but it's Go to Fly with Ariadna, and it came out in, I want to say early May, and it does say something about like March 2020 to like May 2022, and it was like early May. So, it is a recap of the pandemic, of my health, and things like that. So, coming from a tough couple of years like everyone else, and I just decided to share my experience around that, acknowledging the strength and acknowledging that every moment of your life is completely different. Just because you were strong, just because you had tougher, quote unquote, tougher moments 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 15 years ago, 2 days ago, doesn't mean that what you're going through right now isn't tough. Like my health issues, like it's a whole different dynamic, and it's a whole area of inner strength that I have to be like, okay, we're gonna calm down, we're gonna meditate. I know it's frustrating, but there's a reason behind this. We're figuring it out as we go. You're being connected. Every single person that's around me is full of light and love and people who actually support me, as a person that I am, not only through the Always Believer community, Team Flyer, of course, but also as the person that I am. So it really, one of the lessons of that kind of strength is like, well, I'm strong enough to do this. I know I'm strong and I'm powerful to do this and overcome my health issues and overcome these new situations. And also goes to show you who's got you. And, that's also kind of when you realize, like I've expressed in other past episodes, who stays and who goes. So that's where strength comes from. So the opposite of strength, not really. No, that's not really the opposite of strength, actually. The next thing I wrote was calmness. So, because there's also strength in calmness, that's why it's all, that's why it's not, the opposite of it. So, we can stay calm by going inward. So I have reflected, I've replenished, I've restored, I've regrown, I've rebirthed all over again. Reflecting even more with everything going on, I feel like one of the biggest lessons through the pandemic, and then my health issues recently, that's post-pandemic, but it's because of the pandemic that it happened, I'm a social butterfly. I do a million things. I always love doing things. I need to be active. I need to be moving. I love being physically active. I love walking and hiking and doing all these sorts of things and making plans with friends and going to concerts and museums, and just that's how I fill up my life. So one of my biggest lessons currently is to be still and to understand the stillness of the moment and how it's needed, how I need it, and how I can use that stillness to better my life without a doubt. Love. I wrote love. I think it's always a lesson to be learned and a lesson to be have. Not only self-love, but love. Like I said, love for ourselves, to show that what we're capable of. Love for our neighbors, for our planet, for our community, for humanity. Love. I think it's just, I don't know what to tell you, a lesson or a reminder that literally the more love you put out in the world, the more it comes back. But the more so than that, the more that we put it out there, the more we've really raised our high vibration, our frequency. And love can look in so many different ways and shapes and sizes. I'm not even talking about body positive. I'm not even talking about LGTB community. I'm talking about you helping out your roommate, you helping out your classmate, saying, "Oh, I need, I'll invite them to a coffee because right now that's what I feel like doing. Oh, I saw this book. Let me get this book for them. Let me hold the door for somebody. Let me stop the bus because you see someone running for the bus and then you're there. I'm like, oh wait, someone's coming. Let me plant a tree." There's so many ways to show love. Let me save the TV show that I'm going to be watching instead of watching the whole TV show by myself. Let me wait to watch it with a certain person. You know what I mean? Because that TV show reminds me of them. There's so many ways of showing up through love and with love. And also to ourselves. We need to be kind to ourselves. We need to have a moment of peace with ourselves at all times. Those appreciation, that inner love. I was going to say something. Healing your inner child. I am wearing a Pizza Planet shirt, and for those who get that reference from last week's episode, thank you very much. It was time to play. We talked really, really quickly about just having fun with your inner child, and Pizza Planet was definitely there. So thank you for that. And that's love. It's love, basically. What did I write next? Medicine. For me, medicine is nature. It's music, art, writing, talking, releasing, movement. It's all the simple things in our life. It's our medicine to heal. It's what we use every day in order to help each other and help ourselves. So for me, this is medicine. For me, recording this episode and doing what I do and taking the time and my energy, because y'all know access to my energy is a privilege. Another Motivational Monday episode. That's 2 Mondays ago by now, I think. And doing this and speaking my truth and working through my art and putting myself out there, that's kind of my medicine, because I know that's going to heal me. So instead of being frustrated, that XYZ because of my health, or XYZ because of bills, or XYZ because of the weather or the politics or whatever the F, yes, get mad or get, stand up for what you believe in. I understand that too. But through medicine, I would rather be doing this instead of complaining about my health over and over and over again. Instead of complaining about the weather, for example, over and over again, because everyone complains about the weather all the time. Whether it's too hot, too cold, it's not right for anybody, and I never understood that. But anyways, the more you create, the more you align with your inner self, and you have that power. That is the medicine. Because I know through this, taking the time out to do this and making the effort to do this, not only is a self-reminder for myself, because like I always say, if only I listen to this, then that was my reminder of the day, but because I know it goes out to billions of people, and I know that you're all listening from literally all around the world. I see you, boos. I see you from all around the world. I know it's reaching and so many different places and people and lives that I'm like, well, this is why I put myself out here. No matter the way that I look. And it's also a good self-reminder of like self-love, because like I look at myself, because it's like I'm recording to upload on YouTube, and it's like, oof, look at that girl. So there's like days that, I don't feel my best self, and days that I do feel my best self. But I'm still putting myself out there because life is not perfect. I totally went away from medicine. Basically, I was like, life is not perfect. It's me. I always go to different million topics, basically. And I was going to actually start talking in Spanish because I have a bilingual brain and my life is in 2 languages at all time, in all ways, shapes, forms, and capacities. So, let's reel it all back. Connection. One of the things that I'm learning right now is definitely connection. It's how we're all so connected to one another. Through our feelings, through our thoughts, through our emotions, how we can come together more than we actually even thought. I've talked about this with Shayla. She's been on our podcast all season long. So freaking thankful for her. And we talked about this, I want to say off air, but I'm sure in one of our episodes it also appears. I'm pretty sure that it definitely appears in one of our episodes. How as spiritual beings, even though we're kind of anti-social media because it's like it has turned into fake or into like this pre-programmed part of yourself, we realize that's actually we need to show up even more as ourselves because we are truly connected. Because we live in a technological world, we have been living in a technological world for years on by now. So the fact that, like I was saying before, through medicine, that I can reach out to people that are literally halfway across the world from me, like oceans away from me, because I see where you guys are listening to me from, and it's like, oh my goodness, that's insane. It also makes me believe like what you're doing, how we connect to one another, actually is something that we need. And it's a huge lesson, especially if you're a spiritual person like me, because you're like, well, I don't want to be online all the time, and there's so many people, and there's so many comments, and so many different energies. Like, yeah, but we need more of you showing up so we can live more authentically. This is why I usually want to record episodes. I look the way that I look, and sometimes it's really hot and sweaty because that's just the day that I'm having. But I'm like, I'm going to put myself out there once again because I'm learning to be not only more authentically myself, but also because you show up and you connect to people. Isn't that the thing that we always say? I don't know if it's trend or whatever, but it's like, oh my god, so relatable. It's like, isn't that at the end of the day what we want? We don't want, a picture perfect feed or frame, because our life is not that. Like, we need to show up with all these emotions, with all the street noise, with all this, last minute happenings, because that's the part that's relatable. That's the part that people are like, yes, I also have, like, live in a very busy street and I have that noise. Or I also have a cat that, roams around in the background, back and forth, for example, like our banks, etc. So connection is definitely one of them. Power. It's, I think, super important. I think especially at these times where we're filled with so many different news and we sometimes feel like you've lost hope and you lost power. We actually have power. I have power in what I choose to do with my life, and what I choose to wear, what I choose to eat, and what I choose to watch, and what I choose to upload, what I choose to adopt, what I choose to travel to. Like, I have all the power in the world. And guess what? So do you. Every day you have choices. You have choices literally all day, every day, from the first day you are alive till the day you're not with us in this realm anymore. It's all about choices. Like, after I record this, I can either go take a nap, I can go play Animal Crossing, I can go record another episode, I can go talk with my best friend. The list goes on. So going back to what I was saying about power, is that we have the power to choose happiness, to be positive, to be cheerful, and also to allow that happy, cheerful, positive content in our lives. You're the one in the power of, like, seeing your Instagram feed, your TikTok, whatever social media you're on, whatever, not even social media, whoever's in your life, whoever you're surrounded by, whether that's from family members to non-family members to literally, the waiter of the place that you always go to. You have the power of whoever you allow into your life, no matter the way you look at it. So what I always recommend is always like look at your feed, because if you're feeling too sad, since we're always online anyway, that's probably the thing that you're looking at the most. Or if you see people that's like you're comparing yourself to, it's like change it up. Find quotes, find happy things, find, what's it called, profiles that ask you the right kind of questions. Go follow cats if that's what you love. You know what I mean? Instead of following that fit person that you're trying to look like, etc. No, no, no. Go follow sloths in the wild, or lions, or how to make candles, or I don't know, like go follow more things that bring you joy, because you have the power to bring whatever energy you want into your life. We also have the power to choose love over fear every single time. And I know that's a difficult thing to do, and we're not going to get into the nitty and gritty of overcoming fears because it's not the episode today. However, we have the power to choose every single time. To look at fear and be like, Silencio Bruno. I laugh at my own jokes. Why? Because it makes me happy. So we have the chance to look at our own fears and say, Silencio Bruno. And go for it and go follow through with love. So power. I got the power. And you do too. Alright. So this is a little bit similar to what we're talking about. What I talked about earlier today, which I forgot in which of these, to be honest, right now. Probably medicine, I want to say, and helping each other as well. It's kindness. Like, we have the chance to be kind to ourselves and to one another, because each and every act of kindness has a ripple effect beyond measurements in words. Like, it's insane. Like, the moment that you help someone out, like, it's a ripple effect. And that's all I can say with that one. Balance is key. I feel like that's a life lesson that I'm learning for many years, because I'm in Aries and I go I go a million miles a minute. We need to stop and slow down for a few seconds with that balance, basically. If you're a person that goes too fast like me, I need to slow down. If you're a person that slows down a lot more, you need to move a little faster and have that balance. Neither too slow nor too fast. Balance is key, and balance is important because that's how we are aligned. Health. It's always a big one. Health, mind, body, soul health. It's a lesson that you have to learn. It's a lesson that you're constantly learning. How to take care of every single aspect of your body. It's fundamental. That's fundamental 366 days a year in a leap year for the rest of our lives. And that shows up in having healthy hair, having healthy skin, having healthy bones, to having a healthy heart, to having a healthy mind. And much like I was saying before with balance, sometimes you focus more on your physical health because that's what you need. Sometimes you focus on your mental health because a little bit more, because that's what you need. Sometimes you focus on your heart health, on your soul health, because that's what you need. There's a balance between those three worlds, and together they come aligned into one and who you are today. So definitely health, definitely. And the last one I wrote, and not least, is community. Community like you, Team Flower. Community like all the shares and likes and comments that are completely free to do, that doesn't cost you anything. And you're there and you show up and you listen. And not only do you listen, you share stories with me through DMs, through my clients, through coworkers, through people in my life that I know or don't know. You share stories with me that are so heartfelt and so deep. So community is so strong. Community is so important. And not only, once again, through Team Flyer community, just whatever it is that you feel like doing, whatever community you feel part of, whatever community you want to build. It's absolutely wonderful, and I'm so grateful for that every single day. So as I sit here in happiness and in joyfulness and in gratefulness, these are a lot of my current lessons that I just had to, share with you, because these 20-minute episodes, it's for you to wake up and have that like energy and have those reminders and have like, oh my god, like she said something about, love, or she said something about community. And for you to listen to these episodes time and time and again, so like to be able to reach your fullest potential. Exactly, I I adore being here, and I adore helping you, and I adore listening to you, and I'm so thankful for each and every one of you every single day, more and more. And as we wrap up, I'm definitely asking you, the question is, what's a big lesson? What is one of the biggest lessons you're learning at this time? What are you doing? Did any of the ones I'm going through resonate with you? Strength, calmness, balance, love, medicine, connection, community, health, kindness. Did any one of those resonate with you the most? Just tell me your thoughts, babe, and let's heal each other. Let's help each other, because together we can. Because we really, really can. Have a beautiful week. Thank you so much for being here today once more. And I believe in you. You are beautiful. You are wonderful. You are worthy. You are loved. And there's magic everywhere. Just go out and find it. All right. Talk to you soon. Bye, Team Flyer.